I spent about 4 years at Google, primarily on the content monetization side. So built a little project called Fresh Choice to a pretty interesting AdSense business, and eventually focused primarily on display advertising. So when Google bought this little company called YouTube, they brought my team in to figure out how to make some money. And it became pretty obvious that video was going to be big, but we didn't think that UGC was going to be where the real money was going to be at. So we decided to leave and start a company that could actually facilitate the creation of value from professional content. And some of the early things that we did, today we offer an end-to-end solution. We do everything from transcoding and storage to analytics to actual some basic ad serving, work with a lot of the ad networks like Yumi to help them maximize revenue. But one of the early things that we did, because we wanted to get professional content on the web, was we created the first adaptive bitrate delivery algorithm for Flash. Move Networks was out there signing a lot of big deals, but we said the only way that we're going to be able to get a significant footprint is to actually develop our own adaptive bitrate delivery technology. That really got us out there. Since then, we've been able to grow our company, and today about 60% of our revenue actually comes from these international markets. I think for the last couple of years, most of the implementations within video have been for on-demand video, either episodic content that has a 12 to 72-hour delay that is now accessible online. What we've been doing to date with Bloomberg is streaming the broadcast channel. And one of the things that we're doing with Bloomberg is taking a broadcast stream, detecting cue points, and then automatically allowing for different advertising forms to actually be delivered over that live stream. Again, it's not the typical implementation that you would see in most on-demand video, but for a lot of the big broadcasters who do have network channels, it's incredibly valuable. And at least from what we've seen from most of our broadcasters, that's where they've been able to monetize most of their content, because people will switch it on, listen to it at work, on their way to the office, and it's really helped drive a lot of revenue for these publishers.
How do you see publishers using your analytics platform?
So analytics is an interesting one, and we're big fans of Taboola and what they're doing, because ultimately personalization is what is going to really drive engagement in the future when a consumer has an infinite number of choices in terms of what they can watch, where they can watch it, and how they're going to watch it. I think that there is a bit of an interim step, mainly because demand is ultimately manufactured in the content world. That's, I think, one of the issues that Google is suffering with right now with their Google TV initiative is the fact that it's a search box, and you're not actually taking editors and programmers and coming in and really identifying the audience that's watching content and delivering the type of experience that you actually want. Like, a consumer doesn't actually know. And that's why I think linear TV actually works pretty well. And so for us, from day one, I think the first line of code that we ever wrote was tied to analytics. And since then, we've actually invested heavily in making sure that we have a very detailed analytics suite that not only reports back on what is happening, but allows you to ask really interesting questions around, if I change this, what kind of revenue increase am I going to see? If I increase my ad load from 3 ads for a mid-roll to 2 ads, how is it going to impact engagement versus how is it going to impact revenue? And not just in the short term, but also in the long run. Because if you screw with engagement or you screw with the users, they may leave, and you may see a pretty significant drop-off over 6 weeks, over 10 weeks, and not immediately. And so these are some of the things that we're helping publishers just get more intelligent about how they can actually increase RPMs based on short-term decisions and long-term value.